The story behind the real Amityville Horror House is a gruesome tale. The horrific murders that took place in the Amityville home in November of 1974 forever haunt this tainted residence, and what followed has been told and retold. DeFeo, who was 23 at the time of the murders, was the eldest of the family's 5 children. While originally fabricating a story about a mob hitman who was responsible for the bloodbath, DeFeo eventually confessed to the murders, asserting that voices within the house had convinced him to do it. He was arrested by Suffolk County Police and charged with 6 counts of second-degree murder. The Amityville Horror is a story about a family who moved into a house where a mass murder had taken place. The family experienced strange and terrifying events, such as levitating objects, disembodied voices, and demonic possessions. The family eventually fled the house in terror. The story of the Amityville Horror is based on the true experiences of the Lutz family, who moved into the house at 112 Ocean Avenue in Amityville, New York, in December 1975. The house had been the scene of a mass murder just 13 months earlier, when Ronald DeFeo Jr. shot and killed his 6 family members. The Lutzes lived in the house for just 28 days before they fled in terror. They claimed that they had experienced a variety of paranormal phenomena, including levitating objects, disembodied voices, demonic possessions, and even an encounter with a ghost. None of these accounts could ever be verified by anyone outside of the Lutz family. But over the years, George and Kathy's stories never changed, and neither did their children's. They passed lie detector tests and surprisingly reaped very little financial reward for the notoriety the house brought them. When the Lutz family moved out of the Amityville house in 1977, they had hoped to leave the paranormal activity behind. Unfortunately for them, it seemed the haunting was not attached to the house itself, but to their own family. They claimed that they continued to be haunted for years after departing the infamous house, and the new owners, who purchased the house for far below what the Lutzes had paid for it, never reported any unusual activity in the home. George and Kathy Lutz divorced in the 1980s. George had become prone to bouts of rage and was at times feared by his stepchildren. In 2004, Kathy died of emphysema, and 2 years later George succumbed to a long illness. Their 3 children currently live in and around New York City. Whether or not the events described in the Amityville Horror story are true is a matter of debate. The Lutz family's claims have been disputed by some people, and there is no scientific evidence to support the existence of ghosts or other supernatural phenomena. However, the story remains a chilling and suspenseful tale, and it continues to fascinate and intrigue people to this day. There are a number of possible explanations for the events described in the Amityville Horror story. Some people believe that the Lutzes were simply making up the story for attention or financial gain. Others believe that the Lutzes were experiencing psychological problems, such as mass hysteria or shared psychosis. Still others believe that the house was actually haunted, and that the Lutzes were experiencing genuine paranormal phenomena. Thanks for watching.